Welcome to the Ridge Route Preservation Organization's February 2024 update with your host, RRPO President Michael Ballard. We are a nonprofit organization founded in 2001 dedicated to the preservation and restoration of the historic 1915 Ridge Route in Southern California. In early February 2024, heavy rainstorms hit Southern California, with some rainfall totals reaching over a foot. In the Ridge Route area, between 6 and 9 inches of rain fell from February 4th to February 9th. We anticipated heavy damage to the roadway and decided to go on a field visit the following weekend to assess the extent of the damage. Join us now on our journey over the road as we travel from Templin Highway to Sandburg and see how the road fared through the storms. We'll show you the landslides, rock slides, and other debris we found blocking the road, as well as some of the history along the way. You can also visit our website, ridgeroute.org, for more information about the history of the roadway and to learn how you can help the road and our organization's efforts in the future. Upon reaching the southern gate, we found our first rock slide partially blocking the roadway. We cleared as much as we could to make it passable for our vehicles and moved on past the gate, locking it behind us. Our next stop was at the landslide, which first started movement in early 2023. RRPO crews, a couple of weeks prior, covered the slide with plastic and placed some sandbags to keep the plastic in place. The work held up well, as you can see. We still made some adjustments and inspected the slide area for additional movement. We could also see that there was a fair amount of water that had flowed over the plastic, causing some erosion, but wasn't seen as a problem for now. The slide will require reconstruction and stabilization of this section and is as yet unfunded. We will be working with the United States Forest Service, utility companies, and possibly the United States Department of Transportation for this work. From the View Service Station site, where the Southern Ridge Route historic marker is located, a very large landslide can be seen across Castaic Canyon. These sorts of slides are fairly common in the area and plague even I-5, as seen just north of Templin Highway today. Smaller slides, such as this one, should be easier to clear with heavier equipment, but for now, we can only do what we can to keep the roadway passable. Future road work events may include clearing these slides. The road was in pretty good shape between the National Forest Inn site and Serpentine Drive, where we had expected more slides due to the west-facing slopes. In January 2005, two large landslides closed the roadway along this same section. The RRPO, working with the United States Department of Transportation, had those slides repaired and rebuilt to original specifications. Just south of Serpentine Drive, a short section of original curbing can be seen. The roadway was once lined with curbing as a way to help reduce erosion and keep cars on the road. Over the years, the roadway was realigned and the curbing was removed. This is only one of two remaining sections, with the other just south of Templin Highway. At Serpentine Drive, we stopped to assess a washout which had been developing since 2023. We saw it was getting worse and had made plans to mitigate the washout using sandbags to divert the water away. 1 week later, we returned to place sandbags and cleared some of the brush as shown here. We even used some of the fallen material as filler for additional sandbags. Due to the extent of the washout, this section will likely require full reconstruction with a new drain installed to prevent damage in the future. Currently, there are no drains through here, which is partially the cause of the washout. Sweet's Cut was our next stop. Rock slides are common at the cut and sometimes blocking the roadway entirely. This time, it was only partially blocked. It took some work to clear the rocks and make sure we had enough clearance to get through the cut. It was a somewhat reassuring sign, and we were pleased we could make it through this far. This cut will be the site of road work in the future as we work to clear it fully of debris. Beyond Sweets Cut, the roadway takes on a different appearance through here and is my favorite section of the road. From Sweets Cut to the Tumble In, the original 1919 concrete is mostly exposed and in surprisingly good shape. Our next area of concern was South Reservoir Grade. Rock slides are common here and can block the roadway at times. This time, however, the roadway was mostly clear with some minor slides seen. Reaching Reservoir Summit, we took a break for lunch. The summit is actually a false summit, meaning it isn't the highest point on the road. Even so, spectacular views can be seen from here. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of Fraser Mountain, the San Gabriel Mountains, including Mount San Antonio, otherwise known as Mount Baldy, and even the Tehachapi Mountains. On some days, you can even see the coast near Ventura. Heading north from Reservoir Summit, we encountered a couple of places where a large amount of debris had fallen onto the road. In some instances, the whole roadway was covered. These locations will need the help of a blade to clear the roadway and brush cleared from the drains to improve flow. For now, we moved the larger rocks out of the way to at least keep the roadway somewhat clear. This sort of work is done almost every time we travel over the ridge route. North Reservoir Grade, in addition to these rock slides, has some very interesting roadway features. Super elevation, the design concept of banking roads to improve travel and curves takes on new heights here as the roadway passes through multiple reversing curves on a very warped looking roadway. No other section has this level of banking. Near Kelly's, we stopped at a washout that had been forming since 2019. An RRPO crew recently had laid down sandbags to keep water from damaging the roadway any further. Overall, the previous work held up quite well. We moved some of the upper bags to further redirect the flow as sand was building up and causing water to overflow. Between Kelly's and the Tumble In, we encountered very few slides, much to our joy. There were some places where sand and other debris had come down, but these were fairly minor. Only one fallen tree had blocked the roadway. We trimmed the tree as much as we could with our tools and moved the debris off to the side. Past the Tumble-In gate, the roadway changes character again. The paving is now partially covered with asphalt, and the quality of the surface degrades. Multiple landslides cover the road with debris, some of which have been there for many years. We hope to rehabilitate the roadway through here over time. For now, our work is concentrated on clearing drains, which will reduce the material on the road and keep it in good order. A short distance north of the Sawmill Mountain Road, a small creek crosses the roadway, which is a constant source of problems for the road. In October 2021, the RRPO hosted a work party to clear the debris and open up the drainage. This worked for a while, but was overwhelmed by the larger amount of rocks coming down. Utility companies periodically run a blade through this section, which has helped keep it passable. Portions of an abandoned and dismantled power line can also be seen above this site, along with older drainage pipes now buried. The last few miles of the road fared well in this storm. Rainfall totals were lower in this area, which definitely helped, as this section is notorious for rock slides. We stopped to inspect the largest pothole on the road, which will be the first to be repaired under our new pothole project. Here, the concrete and asphalt are breaking up, which we intend to halt and make travel through here a bit easier. Use the link on your screen to find out more information about this project and how you can get involved. Some flooding was also found on the road, which appeared to be from a blocked drain. Clearing these drains is critical in keeping the roadways open and intact. It is something we've been doing for many years, and even the smallest amount of help has been beneficial. All of the drains we cleared in 2023 have held up well through the storms and have kept the roadway clear. At Sandburg, we met again to talk about what work needed to be done and afterward parted ways. From Sandburg North to State 138, the roadway is maintained by Los Angeles County and is mostly out of our hands. It doesn't mean that we can't advise or help with the road, just that there is a different agency to work with. We want to thank you for joining us on our survey trip over the ridge route. As you can see, by the condition of the road, we need all the help we can get. This year, weather permitting, we are planning to host monthly events we call Clean Up the Ridge Route. Volunteers from all over have helped us clear drains, remove rocks, and this year we'll be filling potholes. Most of the work is done behind the gates and offers an opportunity to tour the road after the event for those that are interested. We've hosted these events for many years and they have been quite successful. Even if you can't make it, we will gladly accept your tax-deductible donation, which will go toward pothole repairs, tools, and other materials for the projects. Check out our website, ridgeroute.org, for more information about our next event and how you can get involved. You can also sign up for roadway updates and more by adding your email to our list. Thank you again, and maybe we'll see you out on the road.